What's up, guys? We're back with a full slate of MLB action here on Tuesday, May 20th. We're going to give out plays on every MLB game on the slate and the NBA Western Conference playoff showdown between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'll give you my dog of the day and pick out my massive lock, my pick that regardless of price, I think has the highest chance of cashing today. Slam that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep seeing these videos every single day, and let us know what you're thinking in the comments. I personally answer every comment every single day. Check the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks, and it pays to check back a couple of times per day to see if there are any changes with injury news coming out and starters being confirmed. Yesterday, guys, looks like we're in for a relatively good day. Now, right off the bat, cashed the Reds at -130. That was a dominant 7-1 win. Lodolo was great that entire game. Yeah, just things looked very, very good there for the Reds. The Pirates continued to struggle. We had the Mets at -140. That was a little bit irritating. A 3-1 loss there. They just couldn't get the offense going. Senga was actually fine, but no offense going there for the Mets. We hit the under there in that Houston-Tampa Bay game. Under 9 was an easy win there. A 4-3 win for Houston, and the under cashes no problem, so we'll definitely take that. We've got the Twins at -142. They're currently leading right now, but they're in a rain delay, so we'll see what happens with that game. We've got Arizona +122. Still live as our dog of the day. I believe they're up 2-0 here in the very early goings, and we cashed our massive lock of the day. It was a comfortable 5-1 win there for the Seattle Mariners at -205. Castillo was very good. Rodriguez hitting that grand slam, also very helpful, and Seattle comes away with the win for us, keeping the lock of the day rolling, now up to 21-5 since its inception. So very, very good stuff there, guys. Let's hope we can keep things rolling here. We're going to go ahead and hop into our first game on this very crowded Tuesday slate. We've got the Chicago Cubs going on the road to take on the Miami Marlins. The Cubs come into this game 28-20 on the year, losing 8-7 though in game 1 of the series. Sanchez hitting that leadoff home run and the game-ending triple there. So yeah, a great night for him. Not such a great night there for the Cubs. They're going to be hitting the ball in this one to Jameson Taillon. He's 2-3 on the year, a 4.53 ERA. He's fresh off of a mediocre start against the Marlins. 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs. All 3 of those runs were solo home runs. He struck out 7 and walked 0 in that game, and was eventually a 3-1 loss there for the Cubs. So I'm sure they're a little bit nervous handing him the ball. Probably a little bit nervous about that bullpen, a 4.36 bullpen ERA. Easily in the bottom half of the majors, and the offense, while it's been looking very, very good, wasn't able to come away with the clutch hits there down the stretch. I mean, losing 8-7 is a little bit brutal. I mean, they've scored 7, 6, 7, and 13 runs over the last few, so this offense continues to be absolutely dominant. So we'll see what they can do here in game 2, taking on the Marlins, who are 19-27 on the year, but have won 4 out of their last 5. They're going to be hitting the ball here to Ryan Weathers, who's 1-0 this year, a 1.80 ERA. Now, this is only his second start of the year, but his first start was against the Cubs. He was dominant out there. 5 innings, 2 hits, only a single earned run allowed. It was a solo home run. He struck out 5 in what was a 3-1 win there for the Marlins. So yeah, I think they're probably feeling pretty good about him. Obviously not great about their bullpen, but it's not significantly worse than the Cubs bullpen, so that's not a huge concern. And the offense obviously swinging some pretty hot bats right now. They've scored 8, 5, 0, 9, and 3 runs over their last few games. Kyle Stower's leading the way, batting .303 with 10 home runs and 30 RBIs. They're 19th in the majors in runs scored. They are 12th in the majors in batting average, so not a horrifying team at the plate. So we'll see what they can do in this one, guys. The Marlins are +136. The Cubs are -155. We've got a total of 8.5. The Cubs 13-9 on the road, 12-8-2 to the over on the road. Miami 12-13 at home, 14-11 to the over at home. I'm not very interested in the over in this game, to be honest. I'm not going to take the under given these trends, but leaving that total alone, but I am likely to side with the Marlins here at +136. This has the potential to be our dog of the day because Ryan Weathers looked so good against the Cubs his last time out. Taillon didn't look great, giving up home runs left and right. So yeah, not feeling great about the Cubs' chances here even in game 2. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Cincinnati Reds going on the road to take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Slam that like button, guys, if you enjoyed cashing that win yesterday on the Reds. That easy 7-1 win. They take their winning streak there to 5 games. They're hitting the ball in this one to Nick Martinez, who's 2-4 on the year, a 3.66 ERA. He's fresh off a dominant start against the White Sox. 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs allowed, and a 7-1 win there for the Reds. So very, very good stuff. We'll see what he can do here against the Pirates. Obviously not the hardest hitting team out there. He hasn't faced them yet this season, but I'm not too worried about Martinez out there on the mound. Also not too worried about that Reds bullpen. They didn't have to put in too much work yesterday, and a 3.34 bullpen ERA has them among the MLB leaders. The offense has not been amazing. Elly De La Cruz, a couple of RBI doubles, very nice to see. He continues to hit the ball well. That batting average is climbing a little bit. 33 RBIs and batting over 250. I don't think they're too upset about that. They've scored 7, 3, 4, 5, and 7 runs over their last few, hitting the ball better than their season averages. So we'll see if they can stay hot here against the Pirates, who are not having a great time. They're down to 15-33 on the year. They've scored 1, 0, and 2 runs over their last few games. They're hitting the ball in this game to Bailey Falter, who's been reasonable this year. 2-3, a 4.02 ERA. His last outing was a very, very short one. Maybe it was rain shortened. I'm not 100% sure, but guy was having massive control issues, walked 5 over 3 2/3 innings, but gave up 3 hits and no runs in a game we would eventually see the Pirates win 4-0. Now, his start before that was against Atlanta. He was dominant in that one, giving up only 2 hits over 6 innings and no runs in another win there for the Pirates. So we'll see what he can do here against the Reds, who have been, a pretty hot team. He already faced them once this year, and it didn't go amazing. It was back on the 11th of last month. He went 5 innings, he gave up 3 hits and 5 runs. Only 3 of them were earned, but also walked 5. So control issues for him in that one as well. We'll see if he has control issues in this game. The Pirates bullpen is a disaster, though, guys. Bottom 6 or 8, something like that in the majors, a 4.61 bullpen ERA. And the offense, like we were already talking about, guys, is terrible. They're last in the majors in runs scored. They are last in the majors in slugging percentage. They're batting .217 as a team. That's second to last in the majors. This is a terrible, terrible offense. So looking at the numbers here, guys, the Reds are minus 125. The Pirates are plus 105. We've got a total of 8.5 or 8 out there. The Reds 11-12 on the road, 13-10 to the under on the road. The Pirates 9-13 at home, 11-11 to the over/under at home. I just can't justify backing the Pirates right now. It's not nearly good enough of a price. I know that Falter's been really good, but he's only going to go 6 or 7 innings. Even if he's lights out, the Pirates bullpen still has to survive. So I'm going to take the Reds here at minus 125. Is it going in the pinned comment on back-to-back days? It's got a chance, but it's definitely not 100%. Jumping in here with a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that is stumpthespread.com. Click the link in the description to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily MLB, NBA, NHL, and UFC picks. Major League Baseball has been our most profitable sport the last 3 years running and is off to a great start to the year. Things have been really, really cooking over there, guys. Bouncing back currently from a tough Sunday, and things are roaring right out of the gate once again. At stumpthespread.com, you'll be able to see exclusive free picks that are only posted there, our free-to-use bet size calculator, and our premium top confidence picks, which might not always match what you see here in the video, as I am not the premium capper over there for MLB, because we have an expert with many more years of experience. He's got some very fancy tools and algorithms that he uses to make his predictions, and he has been lights out for several years. This guy does not have losing years. It just does not happen to him. It's pretty nuts. So definitely consider signing up for that, but also get over to stumpthespread.com to get on our free email list. All you have to do is set up a free account. They just need your name and your email address. That's it. And you'll be on our free email newsletter. You'll get a free pick straight or to your inbox every single day, or multiple free picks. Not multiple emails though, guys. We're not going to spam you. Also, there could be parlays included in those emails, information on niche betting like horse racing, NASCAR, golf, all kinds of cool stuff. Definitely more than worth your time to sign up for that, and it's absolutely free. And if you're having trouble getting those emails, just check your spam folder. Occasionally, we've had issues with that. Also, if you're a huge fan of what we do every single day, click the little join button right below the video to become a channel member. Channel members are eligible for our members-only giveaways. We'll be giving away 2 pieces of Stump the Spread apparel here on May 20th. So, guys, that is tomorrow. That's going to be, the deadline is tomorrow. The giveaway will be done in the video. You'll see it all in the spinning wheel in the video that comes out on the 21st. So very, very exciting stuff there. Apparel that we don't even have for sale being given away. So pretty exciting stuff, a hoodie or a t-shirt, whichever you would prefer. Also, members get early access to all of my videos, and you get your name up on screen in every single video, just like you guys have been seeing. So go ahead, sign up for that. If it's something you're interested in, really lets me know that you're a super fan, and getting in on those giveaways can be a pretty fun time. Guys, let's go ahead and jump back in. We've got a ton of games to cover here on Tuesday, and next up, we've got the Atlanta Braves going on the road to take on the Washington Nationals. The Braves come into this game fresh off a 10-4 win there against the Red Sox there. They won 2 out of 3 in that series, so I don't think that's going to bother them too much. Hitting the ball in this game to Spencer Strider, who's 0-1, a 3.60 ERA. Now, he's only making his second start of the year. His first one was a decent one against Toronto. It was on the road. He went 5 innings, gave it 5 hits and 2 earned runs. So not too bad. They're obviously hoping that this guy can be the answer to, some of the problems that the Braves have had this year, because being 24-23 is not exactly where they're hoping to be. Now, the bullpen's been part of those problems, maybe part of the solution as well. A 3.82 bullpen ERA, while not great, is not as bad as we're seeing from a lot of teams this season. Now, the offense has also been a problem for Atlanta. Despite the fact they're coming off of a 10-run game, over the course of the year, they're still only 17th in the majors in runs scored. They are 15th in slugging percentage, looking like a pretty average offense, which maybe won't be the end of the world for them, but obviously is not what you're hoping for. So we'll see what they can do here against the Nationals, who are 21-27 on the year. They just swept the Orioles, so very good stuff there. They're hitting the ball in this game to Mitchell Parker, who's 3-3 on the season, a 4.32 ERA. Now, he is fresh off a pretty bad start there at Atlanta. 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 4 earned runs allowed. Struck out 6 and walked 2 in a 5-4 win there for the Nationals. So he got plenty of run support, but that win, not really his fault. And he's looked pretty bad over his last 4 straight starts. So definitely somebody I am very, very worried about at this point. The Nationals bullpen is always going to be a worry. A 6.55 bullpen ERA, pretty much a disaster there. They're second worst in the majors. And the offense is actually cooking right now, guys. They've scored 10, 10, and 4 runs over their last few games. C.J. Abrams hitting the ball really, really well. James Woods putting up good numbers. They're 13th in the majors in runs scored, but 20th in on-base percentage and 16th in slugging percentage. I don't think this is going to be some sort of great offensive team, so those hot bats are going to have to cool down at some point. So, looking at the numbers for this game, guys, we see the Braves are -180, the Nationals are +155. We've got a total out there of 8.5. Atlanta 9-16 on the road, 12-11-2 to the under on the road. Washington 10-12 at home, 13-8-1 to the over at home. I can't really justify taking the Nationals here to win a 4th straight game. I know they're swinging some pretty hot bats, but Spencer Strider looked good in his first start, and I'm not in love with that Washington bullpen, and their offense isn't actually this good, so give me a little look there at the Atlanta Braves, but at that price tag, I'm staying away. Rolling right along here, guys, we've got a team that let us down yesterday. The Mets took the 3-1 loss at Fenway in their first game of this series. Now, they're going to be trying to bounce back here by handing the ball to Clay Holmes, who's 5-2 this year, a 3.14 ERA. He's fresh off a bad start against the Pirates, though, guys. 6 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, and against a team as bad as the Pirates, that's just straight up not good. So we'll see if he can bounce back here a little bit going up against the Red Sox. Obviously, a much better offense than the Pirates, so we'll see if he's capable of that. The Mets bullpen has obviously been elite this year, top 5 in the majors, a 3.01 bullpen ERA. And the offense, while it's shown flashes of being elite, has scored 1, 2, 3, 2, and 0 runs over their last few. They're going to get back at it. They're going to be a good offense, but right now they're swinging some pretty cold bats as they head to Fenway to take on the Red Sox, who have been in the same boat multiple times this season. They're 24-25 on the year, handing the ball to Walker Buehler, who's going to be making his season debut. No, not season debut. Sorry. He is coming off the IL after dealing with that shoulder issue. So we'll see what he's got out there. We'll see. We'll just have to see, guys. It's a little bit up in the air. He's coming off a shoulder thing. Like, that can be a pretty big deal. I mean, his stats look good for the season, don't get me wrong, but I'm a little bit worried for him. So we'll see what he has. Looking at him as a little bit of an unknown for this start. Now, the Red Sox bullpen is showing signs of life, guys, down to a 3.63 bullpen ERA, which has them in the top half of the majors. The offense has been kind of struggling. They've scored 3, 4, 7, 2, 5, 9, 2, like, they're a team that can put up a lot of runs, but they can also have these terrible, terrible days where they put up nothing. They're 11th in the majors in on-base percentage, but top 6, top 7 in every other major hitting category. So we'll see what they can do in this one, guys. The Mets are -125. The Red Sox are +110. We've got a total of 9. The Mets 12-13 on the road, 14-10-1 to the under on the road. Boston 12-11 at home, 11-10-2 to the under at home. I think under 9 has a good amount of value in this game. I don't necessarily think that Buehler's going to get lit up here. I don't think Clay Holmes is either. Neither offense is swinging the hottest bats coming into this game, so I think we could see another low-scoring one. In terms of a side, I'm going to lean just slightly towards the Red Sox on the off chance that Buehler's totally fine coming off that shoulder issue, but really, guys, this game seems a little sketchy to me. Next on the docket, we've got the Houston Astros going on the road to take on the Tampa Bay Rays. The Astros come into this game 25-22 on the year. They've won 3 out of their last 4, including game 1 of this series. They won 4-3. We cashed the under on that one. So if you enjoyed cashing that under, go ahead and slam that like button, guys. All those likes are much appreciated. Throwing the ball here to Brandon Walter. We'll see what he can do making his season debut. Looking at him as a little bit of an unknown. I mean, the dude's 28 years old, so he's not 100% an unknown, but there's a reason he's normally a relief pitcher. So looking like kind of a bullpen start from Houston, which isn't always a bad thing, guys. 2.64 bullpen ERA has them among the best couple bullpens in the majors. Now, the offense continues to be a problem for this team, guys. They've scored 4, 4, 1, 6, 0, 4, and 2 runs over their last few games. Not a good offensive team. 20th in the majors in runs scored. They're about average in terms of batting average and on-base percentage, but their slugging percentage numbers are terrible. So Yeah, not super jazzed up every time we see the Astros come to the plate. So we'll see what they do here going up against the Rays, who have lost 2 in a row and 3 of 4. They're down to 21 and 26 on the season, handing the ball to my twin brother Zach Littell, who's 3 and 5 this year, a 4.31 ERA. He's been throwing the ball quite a bit better though over his last 5 starts. Now he did give up 8 hits over 7 1/3 against Toronto in his last start, but only gave up 3 earned runs over that span. They were all solo home runs. And that was a game we eventually saw the Rays win 8-3. Tampa Bay is also 4-0 over his last 4 starts. And most of those have been pretty low-scoring games. Something to keep in mind here. Now, Tampa Bay, a 3.45 bullpen ERA. That's not looking terrible either. Pretty respectable stuff. The offense, though, is the problem for this team. 23rd in the majors in runs scored, 22nd in on-base percentage, all the way down to 25th now in slugging percentage. Just not a team that puts up a ton of runs. So I'm a little bit shocked to see the numbers for this game, guys. Houston, -112. Tampa Bay, -104. We've got a total of 9.5 in this one. Houston, 9-13 on the road, 11-9-2 to the under on the road. Tampa Bay, 11-17 at home, 15-11-2 to the under at home. In terms of a side, I will lean a bit towards Tampa Bay in this one, but my big lean on this game is definitely going to be the under. There's a very good chance we just run it back, take under 9.5 in this game. That could go in the pinned comment for sure, because I think we're going to see offense, especially from these two teams, be at quite the premium. Rolling right along here, guys, we've got the Texas Rangers going on the road to take on the New York Yankees. The Rangers come into this game 25-23 on the year. They just split a 4-game series there against the Astros. They're in the ball in this one to Patrick Corbin, who's 3-2 on the year, a 3.35 ERA. He's been very solid over his last 5 starts. Now, his last time out giving up 3 earned runs and a couple home runs to the Rockies is not the best look, but we did see the Rangers win that game 8-3, and going up against a team like the Rockies, maybe he wasn't totally locked in. Now, his numbers this season have been very, very respectable. He hasn't faced the toughest teams, but he's done some good stuff against teams like the Athletics and a good start against Detroit. So I think this guy definitely qualifies as a plus level starting pitcher. Now, the bullpen situation for the Rangers hasn't been as good. A 3.91 bullpen ERA is a little bit below MLB average, so that's not great. And the offense has been flat out bad, guys. 26th in the majors in runs scored, 27th in on-base percentage. Just not a team you can really trust up there at the plate. So we'll see what they can get done here on the road against the Yankees, who are 27-19 on the year. They just won 2 out of 3 there against the Mets in that rivalry series. They're going to be handing the ball in this game to Will Warren. This young 25-year-old is 2-2 on the season, a 4.61 ERA. Now, he's fresh off a good start there at Seattle. He went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits and 2 earned runs. Start for that 7 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run against the Athletics. So definitely somebody that's throwing the ball better the deeper he goes into the season. So that all looks very positive to me. Now, the Yankees bullpen, it's had some bumps in the road, but a 3.37 bullpen ERA, certainly not the end of the world. They're top 9, top 10, something like that in the majors. And this is a team that you can always pretty much trust offensively. I mean, Bellinger hitting a grand slam there, having 6 RBIs in the game. That's pretty nuts. Obviously, Aaron Judge still somehow batting over 400 this season with 15 home runs and 41 RBIs. Crazy, crazy stuff there. But they haven't been lighting up the scoreboard recently. So we'll see what they do here. The Rangers are plus 155. The Yankees are minus 185. We've got a total of 9 out there. The Rangers are only 8-13 on the road, 11-9-1 to the under on the road. The Yankees are 15-9 at home, but 13-11 to the under at home themselves. I think this game has an outside chance to be a decent under spot. I like what Corbin's doing. I like what Will Warren's doing here recently as well. So definitely think the under is in play. In terms of a side, I expect this to be a very, very close, hard-fought game. So I'm probably just going to go with the underdog here and take the Rangers as the tiniest of leans, but I think the better play on this game is that under 9. Next up, guys, we're the Baltimore Orioles going on the road to take on the Milwaukee Brewers. Things are getting pretty wild for I don't know. The Orioles 15-31 on the year. They just lost 5-4 in game 1 of this series. It's not looking too hot. We don't have a confirmed starter for them for this game. Their bullpen has been a disaster this year, so if it's a bullpen start, that's an even bigger problem. So not a lot of positive things to say about the Orioles. Their offense has also been bad. They've scored 4-4, 6-3, 0-6, and 3 runs over their last few games. They're all the way down to 25th in the majors in runs scored. They're being called the biggest disappointment of the season so far, and I think that definitely fits. It's been pretty brutal out there, guys. I know he's got some big Orioles fans down there in the comments, and I'm sorry, I did not see this fall off coming. So we'll see what they can get done here on the road against the Brewers, who've now won 2 in a row. They're 23-25 on the year, hitting the ball to Logan Henderson. This 23-year-old is off to a very good start. Through 2 starts of the season, he's 2-0, a 2.45 ERA. He's been getting some run support, but 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run against the Athletics, and 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs against Cleveland. that is pretty good stuff for a 23-year-old to be doing out there on a major league mound. So you love to see that if you're a Brewers fan. The bullpen continues to get slightly better, but it's still not good. A 4.53 bullpen ERA is kind of scary. The offense, 5.5, 0, and 9 runs over their last few. Very all over the place, guys. 16th in the majors in runs scored, 28th in slugging percentage. Just not an offense that I'm super jazzed up about. So looking at the numbers here, guys, the Orioles are plus 106. The Brewers are minus 124. We've got a total of 8.5. Baltimore 7-15 on the road, 14-7-1 to the under on the road. Milwaukee 13-9 at home, 14-7-1 to the under at home. So we definitely have to take under 8.5 into consideration in this game, but better than that, I think we just want to side with the Brewers here at minus 124. I've loved what I'm seeing from Logan Henderson so far. Obviously, the Brewers bullpen, nothing to write home about, but the Orioles seem like they are in a free fall right now, and we probably have to just go ahead and try and take advantage of that. Rapid fire through these games, guys. We've got the Cleveland Guardians going on the road here to take on the Minnesota Twins. Looks like this is probably going to get all messed up with that game being suspended, so maybe they're going to pick, I guess they're going to pick that one back up tomorrow. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. So we'll see how they do that. It's being reported right now, so we're going to be breaking this game down as if Gavin Williams and Chris Paddock are going to be starting, but this one could get all messed up, guys. The Guardians apparently going to hand the ball to Gavin Williams. He's 3-2 on the season, a 4.29 ERA. Now, he's fresh off of a 5-inning, 4-hit, 2-run appearance there against Milwaukee. Now, his bullpen and his team let him down. They eventually lost that game 9-5, but he threw the ball pretty well. The bullpen situation for Cleveland over the course of the year looking pretty bad, though. A 4.06 bullpen ERA, nothing like what we saw a year ago. And the offense, maybe it's turning things around here a bit, but I'm not seeing it, guys. 21st in the majors in runs scored, 23rd in batting average. This is just not a very good offense. So going up here against the Twins, having that game suspended with them in the lead 2-1 is not great for us. It's kind of annoying. We had the Twins there in the pinned comment, I believe, but we'll see if they're able to, finish things off tomorrow and, get us the delayed win. They're going to be hitting the ball in this game to Chris Paddock, who's 2-3 on the season, a 4.05 ERA, but he has been dealing. In his last 4 starts, guys, the Twins are 3-1. He hasn't given up more than 3 earned runs in any of those starts, and honestly, he's only given up, 5 earned runs total over those 3 starts. So very, very good stuff. He's looked dominant out there. The last time he faced Cleveland, he went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, only a single earned run. That was a game we saw the Twins eventually lose 2-1, but it was clearly not his fault. Now, the bullpen for the Twins looking amazing. Top 3 in the majors, a 2.89 ERA. The offense has had its ups and downs, guys, but it's been mostly ups lately. They're 18th in the majors in runs scored and 19th in on-base percentage, but I'm much higher on this offense now than I was earlier in the year. So looking at the currently reported numbers for this game, the Guardians are minus 105, the Twins are minus 115. We've got a total of 7.5. Cleveland 11-13 on the road, 13-8-3 to the over on the road. Minnesota 15-6 at home, 13-7-1 to the under at home. I'm gonna be siding with the Twins here at minus 115. Seems pretty straightforward to me. I know Gavin Williams, has done some positive stuff this year, but the last time he faced the Twins, he got destroyed. So definitely give me the Twins here at minus 115. This is gonna go in the pinned comment, but keep an eye on stuff for this tomorrow. It's gonna get pretty messy potentially. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Seattle Mariners going on the road to take on the Chicago White Sox. The Mariners came through for us yesterday with the 5-1 win, so cashing another lock of the day. So slam that like button if you enjoyed cashing in on another lock of the day. Crazy, crazy run on locks of the day, guys. The Mariners are 4-0 over their last 4 games. There are no reported starter for them in this game, which is a little bit weird, but when you're looking at the Mariners pitching staff, I don't think we're too scared. There's really nobody they could put out there that we would think was horrifying. Their bullpen's been pretty good, a 3.49 bullpen ERA, so that's all looking very, very promising here for Seattle. They're not a pitching staff that I worry about too much, so I think they're going to be fine in this matchup. Also, the offense has looked very, very good. 5, 6, 4, and 5 runs over their last few games. They are up to 10th in the majors in runs scored. They're 10th in the majors on base percentage. Quite the turnaround from an offense that was really horrifyingly bad a year ago. So loving what we're seeing at the plate right now from the Mariners, and I kind of expect them to figure things out regardless of who ends up on the mound in this game as they're going up against the White Sox, who are 14-34 on the year, handing the ball in this game to Bryce Wilson, who's yet to figure in a result. He's made starts in his last 3 appearances. One of them was pretty good against Miami, but his last time out, he got blasted there by the Cincinnati Reds. 5 1/3 innings, 10 hits, 7 earned runs, including 3 home runs there against the Reds. Not exactly an offensive juggernaut. So not loving this situation necessarily for Bryce Wilson going up against a pretty hard-hitting Seattle team. The bullpen situation for the White Sox also not good. Bottom 6 in the majors, a 4.73 bullpen ERA. And this offense, not one to write home about this. We're 1, 2, 3, 3, and 1 runs over their last few games. They're 28th in the majors in runs scored. They're 29th in the majors in slugging percentage. and last in all of the MLB in team batting average, batting .217 as a squad. So, looking at the numbers for this game, the Mariners are minus 172. The White Sox are plus 144. We've got totals out there of 8.5 or 8. Seattle is 13 and 8 on the road. That's actually an MLB best road mark. They're 12 and 9 to the over on the road. The White Sox are 9 and 12 at home, 11, 8 and 2 to the over at home. We're gonna have to keep an eye on this one, guys. We need to see a confirmed starter, but there's a decent chance we could be rolling it back here with the Mariners at minus 172 as our lock of the day. They just looked, not their best, honestly, and still got a 5-1 win there in game 1 of this series. I think they're gonna look even better, a little bit more rested in game 2. And I think that could result in an even more lopsided win. Also, I have not loved what I'm seeing out of Bryce Wilson there on the mound for the White Sox. So definitely giving the Mariners in this one with a chance to be our lock of the day. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Detroit Tigers going on the road to take on the St. Louis Cardinals. The Tigers come into this game fresh off an 11-4 loss in game 1 of this series. Not looking too good in that one, but they're handing the ball in this one to Tariq Skubal. So happy Skubal Day to all those who celebrate, guys. He's 4-2 on the year, a 2.67 ERA. His last start, though, he got kind of knocked around there by the Red Sox. 6 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs allowed. He struck out 11 and walked 1, but he also gave a home run in that game. Not your normal Skubal appearance, but we did see the Tigers eventually get the 6-5 win there, so they saved him from taking the loss, and I think he's in a pretty decent bounce back spot here. Not going up against a cupcake team, but we'll see what he can do. I don't think you can ever go too far wrong expecting a Skubal to be good. Also, that Tigers bullpen's been excellent this year. A 2.92 bullpen ERA. Very, very good. Maybe not the best there in game 1, but I think they've got a bounce back in them. I think they've also got a bounce back in them offensively. We've loved what they've done at the plate in general this year, all the way up to 4th in the majors in runs scored and 5th in the majors in batting average, batting .260 as a team. Kerry Carpenter, Spencer Torkelson, like a lot of dudes that you don't want to see come up to the plate in this batting lineup. So we'll see what they do here on the road against the Cardinals in game 2. St. Louis playing great. No doubt about that. 27 and 21 on the season. They're currently, pushing the Cubs there for the top spot in the NL Central. They're hitting the ball here to Eric Feedy, who's 3-3 this year, a 3.44 ERA. Now, he's been lights out his last couple of starts, dominating the Phillies over 5 2/3 innings and throwing a complete game shutout there against the Nationals in the start before that. So definitely somebody to take notice of. Do we think he's got another great start lined up? It's not impossible. Pitching 9 innings and then coming back and pitching 5 2/3 and looking good, not something I would have expected. I would have thought he would struggle there a little bit against the Phillies. So very good stuff from Feedy here. Is possible against the Tigers, but it's going to be a little bit tough going up against a guy like Skubal. The Cardinals bullpen has looked much better over their current successful streak, a 3.83 bullpen ERA, drastically better than it was looking like early on. And the offense has been pretty darn good. They're 7th in the majors in runs scored, 2nd in the majors in batting average. So yeah, a lot of good stuff to like about this Cardinals offense. Has it all been amazing? Kind of has for them at the plate this year. Is that going to continue forever? If you'd asked me in the first 25 games, I would have said no. You're asking me now, what are they, 48 games into the season? I guess that's just who they are. So yeah, looking at the numbers here, the Tigers are minus 175. The Cardinals are plus 145. We got a total of 7.5. Detroit 14-11 on the road, 16-9-1 to the over on the road. The Cardinals 15-6 at home, 11-9-1 to the over at home. This is a tough spot, guys. I don't think I can see myself fading Skubal here. You might be able to talk yourselves into the Cardinals plus 1.5 or something like that would make sense. This is a tough spot. The total is 7.5. I would maybe lean towards under with these two pitchers and these two bullpens, but both offenses are also very good. So this is a really tough game. I'm looking forward to watching this one, but I think it's going to be mostly a stay away spot with maybe a small lean towards the under. Rapid fire through these games, guys. We have the Philadelphia Phillies going on the road to take on the Colorado Rockies. The Phillies come into this game. Looks like it's going to be fresh off a win in game 1. They're up 9-3, headed into the bottom of the ninth. So they're in good shape. Weirder things have happened this year for sure, but they're in good shape. They're going to be hitting the ball in this one to Jesus Luzardo, someone who's had a very good season so far. He's 4-0, a 2.00 ERA. His last time out was against the Cardinals, and that was a 2-1 win there for the Phillies. He went 7 innings, gave up 5 hits, only a single earned run in that game. He struck out 6 and walked 2. So very, very good stuff there. And now he gets to go up against the Rockies. Not exactly an offensive juggernaut. The Phillies bullpen has been a problem. Obviously taking a little bit of a hit there with a pretty massive suspension. A 4.57 bullpen ERA, though, is at least somewhat headed in the right direction for this squad. The offense is where the Phillies hang their hat. Trey Turner hitting the ball great. Kyle Schwarber, 15 home runs. They're the 10th highest scoring offense in the majors, 6th in batting average, 4th in on-base percentage, this is a dangerous offense. Now, they haven't been lighting up the scoreboard recently, but they are coming off a game where they're going to have scored at least 9 runs. So that does look pretty nice. They're going up against, not really even arguably at this point, the worst team in the majors. The Rockies are 8-38 on the year, hitting the ball in this one to Antonio Senzatella, who's 1-7 this year, a 6.39 ERA. He gave up 6 earned runs on 8 hits over 4 2/3 innings against the Texas Rangers his last time out. It's not like the Rangers are a very good offensive team. So a lot of question marks there. He's given up 8, 9, 7, and 8 hits over his last few games, and not going to be a major shock. All of those were losses for the Rockies. Now, the Rockies' bullpen isn't as bad as last season. A 4.20 bullpen ERA is still below MLB average, though, and the offense is looking crazy bad. Second to last in runs scored, third to last in batting average, batting .217 as a team. They are 29th in on-base percentage. This team does not score a lot of runs. So, look at the numbers here. No major shock to see the Phillies as massive -275 favorites. The Rockies are +220. We've got a total of 10.5. The Phillies 11-10 on the road, 13-7-1 to the under on the road. Colorado 5-16 at home. That's an MLB worst home mark. They are 11-9-1 to the over at home. We got to take the Phillies here at -275 with Luzardo on the mound. I'd be lying if I said this wasn't very, very tempting as the lock of the day. I mean, do you guys really see the Phillies find a way to lose this thing? Like, seems a bit unlikely to me. I think they're going to put up plenty of offense there against Senzatella. So we have to at least consider the Phillies here at -275 as our lock of the day. But if we can find something with a little bit of a better price tag, we wouldn't be too mad about that. Next up, we're looking at the Kansas City Royals going on the road here to take on the San Francisco Giants. The Royals come into this game. They're actually currently playing right now. They're in the bottom of the 7th. Nobody has scored yet in this game. We'll see what they can do in Game 1 of this series. Now, in Game 2, they're going to be giving the ball to Michael Lorenzen, who's 3-4 on the year, a 3.76 ERA. He's fresh off a mediocre start there at Houston. 7 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs allowed, and a 4-3 loss for the Royals. But over his last 5 starts, he's been pretty reasonable. Got knocked around a bit by the Orioles, but that was a weird, high-scoring offensive game. Other than that, I would say he's looked good this season. Now, going up against the Giants could be a little bit tough, but I don't know. This is a team that's faded pretty aggressively offensively. So don't hate the spot for Lorenzen. Obviously, don't hate any spot really for the Royals bullpen at the moment. A 3.19 bullpen ERA. Certainly very solid. The offense is where the problems are, guys. Bobby Witt Jr. is hitting .303, but they're 27th in the majors in runs scored. They are 27th in the majors in batting and on base percentage, in slugging percentage. So yeah, just not a lot of positives right now for the Royals. Not putting up a ton of runs. Obviously 0 through 7 innings, 2 in their last game, 0 in the game before that. Like, not a good offensive team. So we'll see what they do here against the Giants, who were riding a 3-game winning streak there after sweeping the Athletics. Heading into this series, they're going to be giving the ball in this game to Hayden Birdsong, the young 23-year-old. Going out, they're going to be getting his first start, and his last time out was a long relief appearance. He got shelled, but it was by the Diamondbacks, but still, he got shelled. So a little bit worrisome for him. The bullpen for the Giants obviously tops in the majors, so I don't think they're going to be too worried about that. If he's having a bad time, they can just jerk him from the game pretty quick, but it is a little bit concerning to be putting a starter out there that's young and has struggled recently, and the offense not looking so hot. I mean, 3-1-9 over their last few games, and they've scored 0 in their current game so far. Like, they're 8th in the majors in runs scored, but 17th in slugging percentage. They are 22nd in batting average. Not an offense that I view as elite. So looking at the numbers here, the Royals are +115. The Giants are -135. We've got a total of 8 out there. The Royals 9-13 on the road, 14-7-1 to the under on the road. The Giants 16-7 at home, 13-10 to the under at home. I think under 8 is really the value side of this one, guys. I would could theoretically be talked into the Royals at +115, but I don't see a ton of value there. I think we're going to see offense be at a premium between two teams that are really struggling here offensively. Next on the dock, we're looking at the Los Angeles Angels going on the road to take on the Sacramento Athletics. Now, the Angels and Athletics are playing right now. They're in the top of the 5th inning with the Angels leading 4-2. They just swept the Dodgers, so this team really turning things around. They're going to be hitting the ball to Kyle Hendricks in this game. He's 1-5, a 5.18 ERA. He's given up 3 earned runs in each of his last 2 starts, going against Baltimore and San Diego, and both those games were losses for the Angels, but he hasn't been quite as bad as his season-long numbers would indicate, at least recently, but we'll see. Hard to know what version you're going to get of him. The Angels' bullpen, though, always terrible, dead last in the majors, a 7.06 bullpen ERA. The offense is turning things around. I mean, 4 runs in their current game, 6, 11, and 6 in that series at the Dodgers, so maybe they're swinging some hotter bats, but 22nd in the majors in runs scored this season and last on base percentage, doesn't really paint a pretty picture. So we'll see what they do here on the road against the Athletics, who are really struggling. Looks like they're in line to lose their 6th straight game potentially. They're giving the ball in this one to Gunnar Hoglund, who's 1-1, a 3.78 ERA. It's only his 4th start of the year. His last time out he got knocked around by the Dodgers. That's going to happen. His other 2 starts, though, were looking good against Seattle and against Miami, so maybe a bounce back spot for him here against the Angels. The bullpen for the Athletics, though, really bad, guys. 3rd worst in the majors, a 5.82 bullpen ERA. And the offense that has been very good all season long is falling off a cliff, guys. They've scored 2, 0, 1, 2, and 3 runs over their last few games, and obviously only 2 so far in their current game. So not swinging the hottest bats, even though we've seen guys like Brent Rooker and Tyler Soderson have pretty good starts to their year. So look at the numbers here. The Angels are plus 135. The Athletics are minus 160. We've got a total of 10 out there. The Angels 11-15 on the road, 15-11 to the over on the road. The Athletics 13-8 to the under at home, 14-7 to the over at home. Guys, that's an MLB best mark to the over when playing at home. So do we want to take over 10 in this game? I don't, but I don't really love too much that I see on this one. I would maybe even lean towards the Angels a bit at 135, riding this hot streak, but please let me just stay away from this game. That would make me very happy. Last but not least here, guys, we're looking at the Arizona Diamondbacks going on the road to take on the LA Dodgers. Now, we have the Diamondbacks as our current dog of the day here for Monday, and the fact they're up 7-1 feels great, but we've already seen that the Diamondbacks can blow literally any lead, so not going to be counting our chickens until they are hatched. Now, Arizona going to be hitting the ball in this one to Ryan Nelson, who's coming into this game not with a ton of results to his name, actually no results, and hasn't been making that many starts. He's been doing some long relief. The last start he had was against the Mets, and it didn't go amazing, so we're going into this one with a little bit of trepidation. Not somebody that I'm super high on out there on the mound, and I'm not loving him. Not loving the bullpen for Arizona either. A 5.34 bullpen ERA. Kind of a big yikes there. Obviously, this team depends on their offense to carry the load, and 5th in the majors in runs scored, 3rd in on-base percentage. This is the top 4 or 5 offense in the majors. No questions there. So we'll see what they can do against the Dodgers. Assuming the Dodgers don't make a huge comeback here, we'll see how that goes. Now, the Dodgers hitting the ball in this one to Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who's 5-3 on the year, a 2.12 ERA, and my God, did they need him to stay healthy. Now, the last couple of starts, including a start against Arizona, has not gone well. He'll be at home for this one, but the last time he faced the Diamondbacks, it was at Arizona. 5 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, and a 5-3 loss for the Dodgers. So we'll see if he can bounce back. Seems maybe like a little bit of a tough spot, but we'll see. The bullpen for the Dodgers has not been dominant either. A 3.90 bullpen ERA leaves a lot of room for improvement. The offense may be sputtering a little bit here recently, but honestly, Freddie Freeman's batting .371. Ohtani's got 16 home runs. They're 1st in the majors in runs scored and 1st in on-base percentage. I think this offense going to be just fine. So, looking at the numbers here, the Diamondbacks are plus 185. The Dodgers are minus 225. We've got a total of 9. Arizona 12-9 on the road, 11-9-1 to the over on the road. The Dodgers 17-7 at home, 16-8 to the over at home. I think this is a fantastic spot here to take over 9. I know that's a kind of big number, but I think we see tons of offense from these two teams. I don't love this pitching spot for either pitcher or either bullpen, so I think getting to double-digit runs here is going to be a pretty easy thing for these two teams to do. In terms of a side, I have very little of a lean. Now, guys, hopping over to look at the one NBA game on the slate, we've got the Minnesota Timberwolves going on the road to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder in Game 1 here of the Western Conference Finals. So pretty exciting stuff. Now, the Timberwolves, they needed 5 games to knock off the Warriors, losing the only game where the Warriors had Steph Curry on the floor. So they've had a pretty easy path knocking off the Lakers, who suddenly don't look so good, and then knocking off the Warriors without, their best player and the only player that makes that team any good. So the Timberwolves, obviously, probably feeling pretty good. They've had plenty of rest here, and they come into this game fully healthy. The Thunder, on the other hand, it's been a little bit rough, guys. They managed to knock off the Grizzlies in a walkover there, going 4-0 in the first round, but then needed all 7 games to knock out the Nuggets. Clearly not the best matchup for them. We saw, Jalen Williams struggle at times. We didn't really see SGA struggle necessarily, but they did struggle with the size of Gobert, or the size of Jokic, and now they've got Gobert and some just a very big team in general to go up there against the Timberwolves. So we'll see how things work out for them. The Thunder, obviously fully healthy coming into this game, is a big, big boost, and they're a nice deep team, so they can try all sorts of different guys out there and can feel like they've got a very good chance to win this game and to win a game against any team they face this season. So we'll see what it looks like here. It's gonna be an interesting series. I'm pretty excited to watch these games. It's gonna be pretty cool. Now, in the season series between these two, we saw the Thunder win the first one, the Timberwolves win the second one. and the Thunder win the third one, and the Timberwolves win the last one. Now, the last one went into overtime, and they were fairly competitive games, and obviously you cannot draw too much here from what things looked like in the regular season. So, looking at the numbers for this one, the Thunder, 7.5-point favorites at home in game one. We got a total of 215.5. Minnesota, 6-3 against the spread in the playoffs so far, 49-43 to the over this season. The Thunder, 4-3 against the spread in that series against Denver, 50-42-2 to the over this year. This is a bit of a tough spot, especially in a game one. It's a little bit hard to figure out. I'm going to be leaning a bit towards the Timberwolves in the points here, though, because the Thunder should be fairly exhausted. Now, I am worried about the Timberwolves being a little bit rusty. Obviously, their game one against the Warriors didn't go great, so this is not a play that's going anywhere near the pinned comment. I'm also not super interested in the total here. I will lean slightly towards over 215.5, but once again, guys, not a spot that I love. Now, I've got some player props that I think are reasonable in this game. Probably not a lot headed to the pinned comment, given that this is game one of this series and we don't really know how it's going to go, but I think Anthony Edwards here under 26.5 points. He's going against an elite defense for the first time in the playoffs here. I think he struggles shooting the ball a little bit on the road in this instance, and the insane atmosphere of Oklahoma City won't help with that either. I also like Julius Randle here to have a good night, though. I'll take him over 19.5 points. He's going against an Oklahoma City team that's going to be a little bit tougher, but he was so good the last two series, we have to consider this number, and he could theoretically cause some matchup issues for the Thunder. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch, but Randle's size is a little bit unique, and either way he plays makes the most of it at times. So I like the over here for Randle. I like the over also for Gobert on his rebounds. He should have a field day out there against Holmgren and Hartenstein. He's just so much bigger of a dude. And the concern for me about him is he going to be able to stay on the court here? Or really any game is, the opponent going to try and play him off the court? And that's something that can be a problem if certain guys are hitting their threes and Gobert's not getting up and down and contesting them that well. So I'll take the over here on Gobert's rebounding, but very, very cautiously. That's all the games we have for today, guys. Get over to stumpthespread.com and get on that free email list. It's great information every single day straight to your inbox. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. I really appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to get over there to stumpthespread.com. We will see you right back here, same time, same place tomorrow for more sports betting action.